For cameras either. So
Hello, my name is William Osborne. What I'm doing here is beginning a series of short talks that are based on my book, Meaning in a Hostile World. In this book, I'm proposing a reinterpretation in modern terms of classic Stoic philosophy. What it gives you is an approach to living that will provide meaning to life, will enable you to live a happy, contented, and purposeful existence. But most importantly, it will allow you to do so in a totally rational way. No superstition, no beliefs, just good, solid reasoning. Now first, what's supposed to be the purpose of studying philosophy? What it shouldn't be is an academic discipline where you end up learning, well, what did the pre-Socratic say? Or Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Cleanthes, Thomas Aquinas, Kant, John Locke, Hegel. That is so sterile. What do you get when you've done all that? At the end you've taken that course, you can quote back, you can regurgitate everything these philosophers said, and what's it done for your life? Simply, it's done nothing. You've learned a bunch of data. You've learned a bunch of facts, and your life is no better, no different than it had been. That's a waste. And it's no wonder that philosophy often gets a bad reputation when that is people's introduction to philosophy. Now, what should philosophy be? I think the way the ancients did it was the right way. Let me read you a little quote here from Michael Grant's The World of Rome. He's probably one of the best scholars on Rome, and I just want to read you what he says about philosophy. Emotional religion, in one form or other, reached most of the population of the empire, but a few preferred and practiced the more austere consolations of philosophy. To the peoples who inhabited the later Greek and Roman worlds, this meant practical philosophy, guidance. For since the 4th century BC, all philosophers, of whatever creed, believed it is the philosopher's task to provide guidance for life, his italics, by the way. And the thoughtful turned as anxiously to this guidance as the emotional turned to the pagan religions. That's why they studied philosophy. They wanted it to make their life better. They wanted it to have more meaning. They wanted to be happy. They wanted not to be disturbed by the events that went on in the world. Religion didn't provide these, for the most part, not classical religion. The gods of the Greeks and Romans were rain gods, storm gods, gods of planting, gods that protected the state, but didn't have anything to do with how you should live your life, what the purpose and the meaning of the world was. So, if you wanted to know that, you could turn to the emotional religions, or you could turn to philosophy. First of all, what do we all want in life? We want to be happy. We each may have different goals we pursue in order to be happy. Maybe it's wealth, health, power, reputation, family, whatever. The point is, we pursue these things because they make us happy. Whoever pursues a goal if he thinks it'll make him unhappy? Nobody. If the gods could come and tell you that making this $1 million will make you miserable, you probably wouldn't do it. Most of us, particularly my age, grew up with a famous poem that I think it was Art Garfunkel turned into a song about Richard Cory. He's a wealthy man in this town. He's powerful. Everybody looks up to him. I wish that I could be Richard Cory. Last line of the poem says, and he went home and put a bullet through his head. That's not why we do any of those things. Now, many things may make us unhappy, or make us happy, but only one thing makes us unhappy. We don't get what we wanted. Perhaps we want something and we don't get it. Or we get it, but we lose it, or we're afraid we're going to lose it. These kinds of things, these positive goals, are things that the Stoic philosophers called desires. They could be negative. We don't want something to happen, and it does. Or we don't want it to happen, it hasn't happened yet, but we're worried that it will. Being ill, being poor, whatever. These, the Stoic philosophers, these negative desires, they called aversions. When our desires or aversions are thwarted, when we don't get what we want, or we get what we don't want, we're unhappy. So here's the issue. If we want to be happy, we have to attain everything we desire, right? If we want it, we have to get it. Now, common sense might seem to say that this desire is nonsense. Who can always get what they want? The Stoic answer is that anyone and everything can get everything they want if they learn to focus on desires that are within their control. And that's what I'll get in with the next talk. What kinds of things, what kinds of objects can we desire that are always within our power to have? What can we always have that no one can ever take away from us?